Now, let's see how we could iterate on the elements of a collection. Now that we have a collection and we have put elements on it, we can build an iterator with the iterator method. This method returns an interface of string. Why string? Because I have a collection of strings. This iterator has two methods. A first one called hasNext, which returns a boolean. If this method turns true, it means that I still have elements to visit in my collection. And a second method called next, which returns the next element I can visit. You have to be careful when calling next. If I call next and my collection is empty or I have no more elements to visit, this method will throw an error. That's why before calling next, you must always call hasNext and check that it returns true. Once my iterator is created, I will use a while loop, and as long as it.hasNext returns true, I will display it.next. So I test if it.hasNext returns true. This means that I still have objects to visit in my collection. With the method it.next, I get the next item and display it. So this piece of code will allow me to iterate on the elements of a collection and to display them. Otherwise, there is another pattern that allows me to iterate on the elements of a collection without using an iterator. We will use a for loop. For any string element in my collection C, I would like to display it. For string S, which will designate a current element in my collection C, and C, which is my collection. And inside, I could directly display S. We have a third method in iterator, which is the remove method. Let's see how we can use it. Suppose I have a collection of strings called C. I also have an iterator on this collection called it. I started to write the while loop to iterate on the elements of my collection, and string S will get each time the elements of my collection. Suppose I want to remove all strings with more than 4 characters. So if s.length is greater than 4, then it.remove. So it will remove the string s from my collection. And that's how it should be done if I want to remove elements as I iterate on them. And if I did c.remove s instead of it.remove, I would have an error because I can modify a collection while I'm iterating on it. If I want to remove elements as I iterate on them, this is the pattern to use.